I want you to be honest with me. In that moment that we've all seen, you're staying warm, you're just dialed in, Clark Kent's about ready to come out and handle business. What is going through your brain? Any level of nerve?
No. I have so many nerves. I am locked in like that because I'm also an overthinker. What's going on in my head when it looks like I'm just sleeping, it's like 1,000 thoughts a second. Like I'm thinking about like, oh my gosh, like the clock is ticking in 15 minutes. My fate will be determined.
Because you know a medal is going to come down to your performance. It's make or break.
And just being in that spot where I was the last guy, that's the team medal on me if I mess that up. But at the same time, like I'm also like telling myself, like reassuring things like you deserve to be here. You've done everything in your power. Like no one can tell me I didn't, because I did everything in my power to be here in this moment. Whatever happens is almost out of my control.
Stephen, welcome to the squeeze.
That was a prompt.
I mean, you always like make it this whole thing. I'm like, let's just jump right in.
Do I?
I don't know.
Okay.
Just saying
I'm
that.
going to be self-conscious every time we have someone. Welcome. We are
you.
so excited to have you here.
are.
We've literally been wanting to do this episode since we watched you in the Olympics. And
Oh.
we'll get into
that later.
Yeah. Taylor was literally your number one fan.
I appreciate
Watching
that.
you.
I'll get into it.
Yeah, we'll get into it. But we start each episode off with this little jar, a game called Citrus Got Real. If you want to pull a little question out of there.
All right. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to go for this lemon right now. That's too hard to grab. Uh-oh.
Just pull one of the papers.
There we go.
There she is.
All right. We got, if your name, there we go. If your name was one letter, what would you choose and why?
If your name was one letter,
Yeah, it makes you really think about letters here.
wouldn't you just go with maybe the letter that your name starts with?
That's kind of what I was leaning towards. 'Cause that's like most natural, right?
Yeah,
like an
I'd
S.
probably just go T.
Or like, or you want to be special and you want to do like X.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to go with S.
I think that's a safe call. Should we do one more?
Pull another one.
Let's do one
Pull
more.
another
Round two. This time I'm just grabbing a paper. And then here we go. If you were a board game, which one would you be and why?
Our listeners write these questions, so
You have very unique questions, listeners.
we love 11 drops.
If you were a board game,
Yeah,
which board game would you
Candyland.
be?
That's
what
a
I was
good
gonna
one.
Say that.
That's a really good one.
Right? Yeah, that would definitely be it.
Man,
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else.
You'd be
I
Monopoly.
can't. I'm having a hard time thinking of board games.
I'm like, I'm thinking
Google.
of like Sorry.
Oh, but like, are you sorry for something? You can't say sorry.
I know. I don't know if I'd want to be sorry all the time.
No, I feel like you would be. I feel like you would be Monopoly because you like think things through and you're like
Okay.
good with business
Okay. Perfect. I'll be Park Place.
or Trouble. Trouble. Monopoly. Sorry. Connect Four. Twister. It says Twister is a board
Oh,
game.
Twister.
Like the physical body game.
Yeah.
That's a board game.
don't know if
Shoots
that's-
and Ladders. Oh my gosh, Shoots and Ladders. Did you play that? Did you play
it's-
Shoots and Ladders? It's like where you
I
keep
have
going,
the-
and if you get a ladder, you go up. If you look at a chute,
You go down, right?
Uh-huh.
I have like the vaguest memories of a child.
Yeah.
playing that.
Clue is in there.
Okay.
I'm looking for some form of like an active
What
game.
about Pass the Pigs?
Life, Scrabble, Pass the Pigs. Have you played Pass the Pigs?
I haven't even heard of that game.
Okay, it's like, give a 30
It's
second
very
debrief.
bizarre. There's these two pigs. And there's two different sizes to this game. The original version, these pigs are like this small, like
Very
very small.
small pigs.
Yeah,
But we also have a giant Pass the Pigs where both of the pigs are like football size.
yeah, they're like plushy things.
But you roll them on a table, and based on the formation that they land, you get a certain amount of points.
So they are the die in this game.
Yes. but they'll like, so if they just land like or the least amount of points is if they land on their sides. But if they land standing up or on their back, you get 5 points.
Because that's hard.
But
Yeah.
if they land on their snout, that's called a snouter. That's 10 points. Then you can get a double snouter. And then the highest scoring one is called a leaning jowler. And that is when it is on its snout, but also its
On
ear.
one leg.
Oh,
so
nice.
on its ear.
On
So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a one-arm
Ear.
handstand
Yeah.
pig style.
You
Yeah.
can probably do the leaning jowler.
Yeah.
I could do the
We don't
leaning
need past
snouter.
the pigs. We just do past the Stephen.
Steven. Oh, that's good. Okay, should we get into this?
Yes. Now that we got past the pigs out of the way.
Yeah, you have to. We have to show you this game. It's so
I
fun.
need to see it.
Yeah,
It's very addicting.
yeah.
Like she said, we're very excited to have you here. Literally, I didn't miss a second of this Olympics. For 2 weeks, I was just planted on my couch
Yeah.
and all day, every day, including everything of yours and the men's gymnastics. So as soon as you guys won bronze, I was like, dude, dream world.
Yeah.
Dream world. We get this guy on
I
the
remember
squeeze.
hearing Taylor like scream like after you had finished
Kidding.
your routine, like literally from I was upstairs and he was like, "Oh my gosh, babe, you just missed it."
Oh my gosh.
She usually
That's
misses the
amazing.
big moments, but that was
I
one
watched-
of them.
we went back and watched it.
Yeah.
We did.
Yeah. But I guess I'm just curious now, seeing the superhero that you are, where did this all start? When did you start gymnastics, and was it love at first sight?
Yeah, I mean, I started at the ripe age of 4.5. I was always my parents' monkey boy. I'd take like the side of walls and like shimmy up them, and I was just like chaotic of a kid. So they were like, all right, we're gonna shove him into something, maybe redirect this energy.
Yeah.
First day in there, I climbed a 15-foot rope at 4.5, which is, really cool. The coach was like, get down from there. And I just let go. He's like, oh no. Anyways, that's my first interaction with gymnastics. And literally after that, like preschool class, they were like, do you want to join the team and like do gymnastics? And they invited me to do that. And I was like, yeah. And it was like love at first sight. Like immediately I was like, this
Wow.
is what I want to do. It's so cool.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I can't imagine were your parents like, oh, this is fun? Or were they like, they knew how fearless you were and they were like, oh shoot, like this, he's
We
gonna
gotta
hurt
watch
himself.
him a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, my dad knew that I climbed that rope and all that, and when he got the phone call for me to be invited to like to join the team, he thought I was actually in trouble, and they were gonna reach out and be like, you're never allowed back here.
Oh
So
my
funny.
gosh, that's funny. It came with good news. At what point were you like, oh, I'm actually like really good at this. I could like go like do this for college, like in maybe even the Olympics. Was there a
Yeah.
point where you were like, oh wait, there's something going on here?
I remember one very defining point in my career, and it was when I was a junior in high school, and I wasn't really that good of a gymnast, but I was getting really good at the pommel horse, and it's just this one day we had this pretty successful junior coach come by our gym just like for a day, just by chance really, and he was watching me do the pommel horse, and he literally came up to me and was like, dude, like last year, my athlete, he's standing right there, he's like, this guy won pommel horse. I could see you, Stephen, winning pommel horse in the junior nationals this year. And it was like the first time that anyone had ever told me like, you
Yeah.
could be good at this. So I was like, whoa. And sure enough, like, 6 months later, I won the junior title on pommel horse. And that was like really the moment where I was like, okay, like this could lead into, NCAA. This could lead into the Olympics years down the line. So like that moment alone, just like hearing a successful coach say that to me was like very defining.
Yeah. Do you like zero in on pommel horse then, or do you continue doing everything else? How does that work?
Yeah, so back then I was doing all of the events and definitely just like shining the most on pommel horse. It wasn't until I actually made it to college that I decided to just like specialize on the one event.
Okay.
I was originally planning on doing like 3 events, like rings, P-bars, pommel horse, but like I like walked into this gym and like every athlete there at the collegiate level, they're just phenomenal athletes.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, like I am like not even the best at pommel horse in this gym. Like I need to make sure I'm at least that before I do other events.
Okay. So in college, you strictly became like, I'm going to put everything towards Pommel.
Exactly. Yeah. I put all my eggs in one basket and was just like, let's see where this goes.
Wow.
So how does it work from like college to Olympics? Because I know like we have friends that, didn't do their college sport and then just like strictly trained. How is there like, was Olympics always like an option, or were you like, I just like focused on school? How does that like transition work?
Yeah, so like you can be in NCAA and be an Olympian. Like two of my teammates from this year on the Olympic team are now back in school training and
Wow.
studying again.
Wow.
But it definitely is easier to be outside of the NCAA to go on that Olympic journey and really just focus on gymnastics. In general, like the way that it kind of works is like you get into NCAA, you let those 4 years of training sort of marinate in you. And then after that, you become, a much better athlete, especially being on a team for that many years. Like it is that relatability to being on a team on the world or Olympic level as well. So all those things do add up. And most of the guys typically that are on those teams are outside of the NCAA, but sometimes it happens inside.
Dang. That's so cool. Here on The Squeeze, we are all about finding ways to support our mental health. And let's face it, staying focused can definitely be a challenge. That's where Roots Focus comes in for me. Roots Focus is a plant-based, vegan-friendly powder designed to enhance mental clarity and support cognitive function. Each serving gives you 56 milligrams of caffeine, just enough to keep you sharp without that overamped, jittery feeling. Plus, there's a 2-gram dose of synergistic 4-mushroom blend that delivers smooth, long-lasting support so you can stay focused without the crash. Get 25% off plus free shipping on Roots Focus at drinkroots.com with code SQUEEZE. I've been using Roots Focus during my busiest work days, and it's been such a game changer. It's not like some huge energy spike. It's more of like a steady, clear boost that helps me power through everything I need to get done. And with flavors like blackberry lemonade and strawberry watermelon, it's super easy to enjoy. If you're looking for that extra mental edge, here is a deal for you. Get 25% off plus free shipping on Roots Focus at drinkroots.com with code SQUEEZE. Visit drinkroots.com for details. Again, that's code SQUEEZE for 25% off plus free shipping on Roots Focus at drinkroots.com. Visit drinkroots.com for more details. Trust me, you will love the smooth focus that it brings. Do you like free stuff? Well, you're in luck because Bioptimizer's Black Friday deal starts now, and they are giving away free gifts with purchase. That's right, I have an exclusive advance invite to Bioptimizer's Black Friday deal for the entire month of November. This is the best sale of the entire year. If you're feeling stressed out or haven't been sleeping well lately, you are definitely not alone because I am in that boat as well. You might not be able to change all the chaos out there, but you can start supplementing with one key nutrient to improve your sleep quality, as well as over 600 other biochemical reactions in your body. Magnesium Breakthrough is the only product that I've found that has all the magnesium forms in one convenient bottle. You'll open less bottles, spend less money, and still get the top 7 forms of magnesium for better sleep, manage stress, balance hormones, improve mood, feel refreshed, all in a single bottle. When you get all 7 critical forms of magnesium, pretty much every function in your body gets upgraded. And right now, for the entire month of November, Bioptimizers, the makers of Magnesium Breakthrough, are having a Black Friday blowout sale on all of their products. All month long, you will get discounts with my unique code, plus access to up to $100 in free gifts with purchase. This is the best time to stock up and take advantage of all free extras you're going to get. You can get exclusive deal through my link, special for my audience. You won't find this on Amazon or even on the company website. Go to buyoptimizers.com/squeeze and use code SQUEEZE to get your discount and free gifts today. And one last thing you should know, all Bioptimizer supplements are best in class. If for some reason you feel differently, you can get a full refund up to a year after your purchase. No questions asked. Again, the link you can go to right now for this exclusive deal is buyoptimizers.com/squeeze and use code SQUEEZE. This episode is brought to you by Sax.com. Sax.com is making it so easy for you and me to shop this holiday season and just finding the perfect gifts for even the pickiest of people.
I would also include myself on this list. Saks.com offers this tab. If you search under their tabs, there's holiday gifts. You click on that, there's gifts for her, beauty gifts, gifts for him, stocking stuffers, gifts for kids. They really just have you covered under all angles. And I always feel like me and Taylor are trying to figure out what to get each other. So I love that Saks.com has a gifts for him because it makes it so much easier for me to shop for cool, trending clothes for guys and what to get Taylor for Christmas. And same thing for him. I recently just did like a little closet revamp. I got rid of a bunch of stuff. I'm still trying to kind of like define my style. And Saks.com makes it super easy for him to shop for me this holiday season. And if you guys are looking for that perfect gift, you need to head to Saks.com for inspiring ways to shop for everyone that is on your Christmas list. Saks.com can also help you find your own holiday vibe. You can upgrade your party looks with a cult favorite Chloe bag or treat yourself to those Gucci loafers that will work for any holiday get-together. You can find gifts guaranteed to bring joy to every hard-to-shop person this season at Saks.com.
Yeah.
When you're like at that level of just like the highest level of being a professional athlete, is there any form of balance between like personal life and work life, or is it just that's just you got your blinders on and you're just training?
I have my blinders on. Even like, I mean, it's just like it year round almost when these competitions are coming up, like that month leading up to something big. Like it is kind of just like I put these blinders up, and I'm maybe not the best friend of the guys that live in Texas because I'm not reaching out as much. But like, it's the type of guy that I am where it's just like if I have a goal and I know it's obtainable and it's right around the corner, that's all I'm going to be focused on. Yeah. And pretty much every second of the day is going to be in order to like make sure that moment I did everything I could in my power for it to turn out well.
Yeah. I imagine.
Understandable.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's how you got to be if you want to be at that level.
Yeah, and most guys are, yeah.
I imagine like your close friends, your family, like the people that you care about fully understand that.
Absolutely.
And they're like, no, you go do your thing and come back to us when you got some time.
Exactly. It is kind of just like they're there to watch me. And then like, after the competition's done then that's when they get their son or friend back,
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
I'm an overthinker, and I would say I'm not the best under pressure. Clearly you are. But I want you to be honest with me.
Mm-hmm.
In that moment that we've all seen, where you're sitting there, you're staying warm, you're just dialed in, Clark Kent's about ready to come out and handle business. What is going through your brain? And is there any level of nerves? Like, I have a feeling you're going to say no and you're just like dialed, but like.
Absolutely. No. I have so many nerves.
Okay.
I mean, I am locked in like that because I'm also an overthinker. And what's going on in my head when it looks like I'm just sleeping, it's like 1,000 thoughts a second. Like I'm thinking about like, oh my gosh, like the clock is ticking in 15 minutes. My fate will be determined. Like I'll have finished this routine. I don't know how it's going to go yet, but like, oh my gosh, it's right there. But at the same time, like I'm also like telling myself, like reassuring things like, dude, like you deserve to be here. You've done everything in your power. Like no one can tell me I didn't, because I did everything in my power to be here in this moment. Like whatever happens is almost out of my control is what I tell myself. Like, cause like when you do everything right leading up to something, like it kind of is just like you already put the work in. Now it's time to just like see how it goes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like what I'm thinking about when I'm sitting there. And at the same time, I'm like thinking about my teammates that are going up there competing. And there's even like one moment where I like crack a smile because I just know that the guy before me, Brody, like I just know that he killed it. I heard everyone start screaming and I like peeked open my eyes and like gave a little smile. But like, yeah, it really is just like, that's what I'm doing. I'm just thinking way too much. I'm trying to calm myself down.
Because right? You know that a medal is going to come down to your performance, right?
Yeah.
Like it's make or break.
Exactly. And just being in that spot where I was the last guy on my team to compete, it is just like, it is an honor to be in that spot, but it also carries an absurd amount of weight because like, theoretically there's a universe or a possibility out there where like I let that pressure get to me. I didn't lock in as well. And I got shook, and like, you know,
Yeah.
that's the team medal on me if I mess that up. So very scary circumstances.
Yeah. When I always just like wonder this for professional athletes, like especially gymnasts, because like, so like you just rely so much on yourself, like on your body to do these things. And like, let's say you fall, if you mess up, how do you not get stuck in that and be like, no, actually I can do it, and then go on and then do it correctly?
Yeah, I mean, like, so like gymnastics itself is like the routines that we train, we're doing them for years basically. And like it is this like refining process that is basically testing your body to see how impossible you can do things. What
Yeah.
level can you get to and how consistently can you do it. So like in a competition, like if you fall, like everyone knows like when you get back up, you're gonna hit it. But like I think the hardest part for most athletes, including myself, is like if you fall at a big competition and now it's over. Like, it's just like
Yeah.
your meet's over, you messed up. How do you pick yourself back up after that? And one of the things that I've always thought about, like throughout my career, is like when I get to big stages, it always takes me like a few tries to be able to do well. It's like NCAA, it took me 3 competitions to do well. When I finally made it to like that elite level and I started to do like USA championships, it took me 3 tries to be able to do well. So it is like this consistent thing. And even like international competitions, it took me like a few tries to be able to do well. So like whenever I'm in a new environment, I'm doing things that like I'm scared or uncomfortable with, I always have like this comforting thought that like, all right, like it might not work out this time, but like regardless of anything, like time and experience is going to make this better over time.
Doing that, sorry, I'm going off script right now because
I thought of another
I'm
question
just
too.
curious. So doing that routine, what is it? 9 times out of 10 you do that routine without slipping or falling? Like what is the like margin of mistake with that for you?
Yeah, for me specifically, and the event that I do, it is one of those events where it's so easy to fall. Like the Pommel horse is just like everyone's falling on it. I would say like when I'm feeling really good about my routines, I'm probably hitting them, maybe 70% of the time. Which doesn't seem like it's that much, but like, crazy things
like a
happen
lot.
in gymnastics, and a 70% hit ratio is decent. You'd love it to be 100% all the time, but sometimes when you are hitting every single time, that kind of hurts you a little bit, oddly enough, because then you're like, okay, this is going to be the one where I eventually fall.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, there's all sorts of mental gymnastics that goes along with gymnastics.
I could literally never. I could never. Literally physically I couldn't, but mentally I couldn't either. Looking back on your time at the Olympics, obviously winning, I bet was just like such an insane feeling that you probably can't put into words. Is there any other moment like throughout that you just kind of took a second, you're like, what the heck is going on? Or a standout moment, getting to meet someone, looking back at that?
Yeah, I have this one memory that like really sticks out to me. I think it was the night before preliminaries, like that first day of competition, and me and a teammate were just like at the Olympic Village, just like in our sort of apartment thing, just like standing on the porch looking outside at Paris, and we were just like, dude, how unreal is life? Like, look at this. Like that's Eiffel Tower right there. This is unbelievable. And at the same time, like we're looking down at all these Olympians walking around, and I had this funny thought of just like, man, like every single one of these people have gone through a life of, similar to mine, where it's just like, victory, failure, and you finally found yourself here at the Olympic Games, and it's the best moment of your life. And something about having that thought that all these thousands of people were in, feeling the same way I did, it made me feel kind of small and insignificant in a really good way.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, like this isn't the biggest thing ever. Like you don't need to put this pressure on yourself. Like all of these people are also feeling it. Like just take the moment and enjoy it. And I did. And like, I think having that sort of simple thought, taking a step back from how big everything felt, was a really important moment for me.
That's really cool.
I feel like I cried so much watching the Olympics. It's just, I feel like this year I've been extra emotional, but which makes sense. But it was just like, it's just so special. Like I can't even comprehend like the amount of time and energy and just everything that goes into being an athlete at that level and seeing it pay off for people. Like I was crying for countries I've never even heard of, just seeing them, people crying. Like it's so heartwarming, and it's so cool that the Olympics exist, because we get to like just makes you feel like, oh, cozy is the right word, but it's just like
it's so heartwarming.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
I love it so much.
Wait, I have one last
Okay,
question.
go ahead.
Did you ever think that I imagine, okay, I'll start with this. I imagine that you can't go outside. Like you're one of the most famous people in the world right now, or in America at least. Like I can't imagine you being able to go outside right now. Like you're that guy. Like, did you ever imagine that?
Absolutely not. Man, it was crazy. Like after the Olympics, I didn't even know what was really going on, like social media wise, because I got drug tested. I was doing this and that, and like I didn't have my phone for like 3 hours. And it wasn't until I finally got to dinner with Tess, and she was like, "Dude, have you looked at your phone?" I'm like, "I haven't taken it off airplane mode yet." You know. She's like, "You gotta look at it," and it was just blowing up so crazy. She was like, "Dude, you were trending on Twitter," and I was like, "What is life? What is life?" And then it just like it is insane. Like I'll go outside sometimes, and people are just be like, "Hey." Like, dude, I loved watching you at the Olympics. I mean, like, Childish Gambino walked up to me like a few weeks ago and was
my
like,
gosh.
"Are you the guy from the Olympics?" And I was like, "Holy crap, yeah." He's like, "Thanks for giving my album a shout out." I was like, "This is just unbelievable. Unbelievable."
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
So cool. I can only imagine those 3 hours. Like, Tess is like, dude, you're literally the takeaway. Like, you are the internet's hero
I
right
had
now.
no idea.
Truly. It was, you were everywhere.
There was a lot of great things about this Olympics, but I'll put you right up there at the top.
Thank you.
No, for sure.
I don't know about you, but when I hear of Gatorade, I instantly think of athletes, and that I don't necessarily fall into the category of someone that would need Gatorade or would need that level of hydration with them throughout the day. But I'm wrong. Hydration is for everyone. Hydration does not discriminate. It is for everyone, not just athletes. And when I'm staying hydrated in my day-to-day life, I don't want a huge amount of sodium. And I like that this Gatorade Hydration Boost has nearly half the amount compared to Liquid IV, so I can enjoy this Gatorade Hydration Booster throughout the day to help me stay hydrated. It has electrolyte levels suitable for all day, always on hydration, so you can enjoy this product throughout the day. It's an advanced blend of electrolytes from watermelon, sea salt, and other sodium and potassium salts. This hydration booster contains 30 calories and 5 grams of sugar versus Liquid IV, which contains 45 calories and 11 grams of sugar. They are packed with essential vitamins backed by Gatorade Superior Science experts, and there's no artificial flavors, sweeteners, or added colors in them, which is always just an absolute plus. So remember, hydration is for everyone. We all need it. It is so important for our everyday, day-to-day lives, and you need to start putting your water to work with Gatorade Hydration Booster. Okay, so last week we talked about how Minted made our holiday card process stress-free, and guess what? Our cards just arrived and they are gorgeous. We went with one of their luxurious letterpress designs, and the quality is just unmatched. There's something about holding a beautifully crafted card in your hands that it just makes you feel so good. It's like that little piece of happiness you get when you send it out to your family and friends. And let's be real, in the world that we live in, we are so connected digitally. There's something so special about sending a physical card. And it's the small act of mindfulness, taking the time to write a message, putting it in an envelope, and sending it off. Plus, Minted uses sustainable materials so you can feel good about your choices. Something else that I love is that Minted does free recipient addressing. So they print all of your loved ones' addresses on the envelopes for free. If you want to make your holiday season a little bit brighter and a lot less stressful, we highly recommend checking out Minted. And because we love you, we have given you a special code. Use code SQUEEZE20 for 20% off your Minted holiday cards and gifts. That is SQUEEZE20 for 20% off your Minted holiday gifts and cards. You guys need to go check out the Minted website. They just have so many cute things. You guys are going to love their cards. Okay, question for you lemon drops. What's one money lesson that you wish you would have learned earlier? I know mine would be how to better save and how to better invest my money for the future. Well, Thankfully, this episode is sponsored by Acorns, and Acorns makes it easy to start automatically saving and investing for your future. Head to acorns.com/squeeze or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. You don't need a lot of money or expertise to invest with Acorns. In fact, you can get started with just your spare change. Acorns recommends an expert-built portfolio that fits you and your money's goals, then automatically invest your money for you. I don't know about you, but when I think of how to save my money and how to invest my money, it's kind of stressful because there's honestly so many ways to do things, and it can definitely be a bit scary at times. But Acorns is a simple tool designed to improve lives. Don't let those words like investing and saving scare you anymore. Head to acorns.com/squeeze or download the Acorns app to start saving and investing for your future today. Paid non-client endorsement compensation provides incentive to positively promote Acorns. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. View important disclosures at acorns.com/squeeze.
Okay. I want to dive a little bit into your eye conditions because I just love how you talk about them, how you've gone about it in your life, in your career. And when I was doing research on them, are they common? Is that like a common thing? But okay.
No.
Okay. I know. I was reading things and they were like, it's pretty common. I was like, I haven't heard of either of these. But can you tell our listeners a little bit about them and how they affect you?
Yeah, so I have, a few things wrong with my eyes. Generally I have bad vision, just like normal people bad vision, not too bad. And then I have strabismus, which is, the typical like cross-eyed, where one of your eyes actually goes a little bit inward, sort of that lazy eye-ness. I had surgery when I was little, but it still affects me to this day. And then I have coloboma, which is kind of when your iris, the colored part of your eye, doesn't form the full ring around your pupil, which means that like you have this hole in it. And in my case, it pretty much has made my pupil ginormous and I barely have any iris. So some things that go along with those eye conditions is with having the cross-eyed strabismus, I have no depth perception, which is really tricky in any sport, really. I found I was kind of lucky to find gymnastics. It's a sport where depth perception doesn't really matter as much as it does in other sports.
Yeah.
And then with coloboma and how big my pupils are, I am incredibly sensitive to like lights in general. And like anytime I'm outside in the sun, squinty, and like sometimes when I'm indoors at a competition, having those lights right on me really affects me as well. So, those are kind of just like the small battles that I fight throughout every day.
Yeah.
Is a side effect to either of those like migraines?
Yeah, especially like the light sensitivity. Like if I'm outside for like too long, or if I'm in like a really bright environment for too long, like I will get a migraine. And there's even funny pictures of me at the Olympics where I was getting like a migraine from the lights. So one of the days when you're in the competition hall, I'm just wearing sunglasses, and everyone thought I was just trying to look cool.
That's funny. That's funny. He knew he was too cool already. How old were you when you were diagnosed with them?
Straight out the womb, the doctor
Really?
looked at me and said he's cross-eyed and got coloboma.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they're pretty, easily detectable things right away, especially with, looking at a baby and being like, oh man, his pupils are big.
Yeah.
Huh.
Have you thought about having another surgery that you the same one you had as a kid, or are you've learned how to?
Yeah, no, I've always thought about like, what surgeries are available for my conditions. For the cross-eyedness one, I think like just with like glasses and stuff, it's so unnoticeable. Like, and I don't really care at all if my eye looks a little crossed. But with the coloboma, I'm always looking at like what options there are to like sort of fill that iris in, so I'm not so sensitive to light.
Yeah.
And there's some really cool options. Like my mom is about to go and have an operation done where they're gonna tattoo her eye to act like an iris. So that's an option.
Does
for
she
me
have
as well.
it too?
Yeah, she has it in one eye.
Oh,
And then my
wow.
sister has it in one eye. I'm the one who's lucky enough to get it in both eyes.
Oh, wow. So
Lucky me.
is that a genetically like passed down thing?
Yeah, so we
Okay.
have the congenital coloboma. And some of my cousins have it, but somehow I just got really lucky and managed to get the worst of it that my family's ever seen.
Jeez. I'm curious, back to my obsession with your gymnastics. How does it affect like how you go about gymnastics, like training wise? Like, does it alter that in any way, or how does that work?
Yeah, I mean, especially when I was doing like all the events, like it did affect how I trained, especially with events like vault. I remember like I'd be competing and I'd have to have my teammates tell me when the judge rose his hand. And on vault, I'd always have this issue where I'd kick out early because I have no depth perception. I try to kick the board at a certain place, but my body's like, dude, you're going to miss it if you kick that late.
Oh, wow.
So I was never good at vault, pretty much for that reason. And then like things like high bar and parallel bars where like I do have to reach and grab something.
Yeah.
I was always more scared than other guys because I was a lot more prone to missing.
Yeah.
And, I just think that it probably played a role into me not being as successful on those events. But at the same time, like I was definitely kind of a scaredy cat too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely would be, but it doesn't affect pommel horse too much.
I mean, that's the thing is like I never can know how much it affects me on pommel horse because I've never really known anything else. I know that like the light sensitivity thing that I have from venue to venue that we compete at, sometimes they will have a spotlight right here in front of the horse, right down on me, and that can really affect me. I remember at Olympic trials going into Tokyo Olympics 4 years ago, that was a problem that I had to deal with. But that just kind of has been something that I've dealt with my whole life.
Right.
And it is something that I can manage and push through as well.
Yeah. Because I imagine pommel is like mostly just feeling.
Yeah.
Like,
I mostly rely on that sort of innate ability to feel around. It is kind of just like walking around on your hands.
Yeah.
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 I just think it's so cool, like how you've just been like, I got lucky. These are the cards I was dealt for my family. And, it is what it is. And I think it's like such an inspiration too, like for us, whatever it is, whether, it's a condition that you have, whether it's your mental health, whether it's whatever card you've been dealt with in life, to really just not let that define you and still to
Absolutely.
like go after your goals. Has there ever been a time where you were like frustrated by it, or have you just always kind of been like, it is what it is?
I mean, I've always been the it is what it is guy, but especially when I was a kid and we'd be playing like catch or something, just whatever. And I'd like mess up. My friends would joke on me. I'd always tell them like, I don't have depth perception, guys. Like, Of course I can't catch this as well as you guys can.
Yeah.
So it was always kind of a cop out as well when I was growing up. But like,
Seems like a fair cop out.
It was a cop out. I'm dead. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. No, it's literally the truth. Dang, that's so awesome. Okay, well, the other question I had, I guess, leads into our next topic that I'm really excited to talk about.
Okay.
Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have had so much fun watching you. Like,
Oh.
I mean, we love Rylee, so it's been fun, like watching you guys
When
together.
we found out you guys were being paired together, we were so just through the roof, over the moon.
Yeah, dream partnership. When they reached out to you to do the show, were you hesitant? Were you like, I have to do this? What were your thoughts?
I was immediately like, oh my gosh, what is happening? So they essentially offered it to me like I think it was literally the day after team finals when we got that team medal. And, I was still training because I had an individual competition coming up. And I was like, a lot is happening right now. They want me to answer this the night before Pommel Horse finals. And I was like, holy crap, I have to think about it. And I was super hesitant at first because I don't dance. Like even socially, like I'm not a dancer.
Yeah.
Like it's one of the things that like I'm embarrassed to do.
Right.
Straight up. And all my buddies were like, dude, like you can't dance. Like what are you gonna do? And I was like, guys, this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Yeah.
And I decided like my decision to like join the show. I was like, you know what? This is a chance for someone who's never danced, who probably sucks at dancing, to just do it. And like, let's be the guy that goes out there and can show people like, if you put 4 hours every day for a couple months, this is how good you can get. So like that was my motivation, was just to be the guy who's never danced, see how far it can go. And I've been loving every second of it.
That's awesome.
Wow. Well, you've definitely been showing that you can dance. That's shocking to hear.
Yeah. We had Chandler on the other week.
Yeah.
And we asked her how it compares, how the experience compares to what she thought it was going to be. And if there's any differences, I'd be curious to hear from you the same.
I mean, I had literally no expectation. I had no idea what I was walking into. I was like, this is going to be a journey that I kind of want to walk into blindly. Like, I don't want to know what's coming next. I just want to walk in this room, meet my partner, and start learning. And one thing I can say is I never would have thought it would be so difficult to learn the steps and how difficult it is to be technical. Like, it's like the things that you have to focus on, like keeping shoulders down, chest out, hips forward. And there's so many small things that these judges and dancers are always looking for and doing. Yeah. And it really is just like this incredible art form that is so difficult, but like really rewarding when you kind of do it. And then your partner goes, that was better. And you're like, yes.
Oh my gosh, that's so good. How does the training for Dancing with the Stars compare to the Olympics? Because I feel like saying that sentence, like putting those two together,
it
really
does
sounds
sound
silly.
crazy.
But we've talked with Olympians that have been on the show, and they're like, no, this is like 10 times harder. I was like, okay, well, I don't know about that, but I guess it makes sense because you've been doing like your sport your whole life, so it's like a different one.
It's a whole new thing.
Yeah, but how does that compare?
Yeah, no, that's pretty much exactly correct. Like, I trained 20 years for gymnastics. Yeah. So, like, you know, by the time I'm at the Olympics, everything is pretty much the same. I go in, train, leave. And for dance, there is this sort of craziness to it because every week I'm learning new things. I'm learning new skills and new techniques to a new song. And it is just like this crazy sort of time crunch that you have to deal with. And it's physically taxing. It is so mentally taxing as well. But you know, you do it because when that Tuesday comes around, you actually get to perform your dance. It is just overwhelmingly like rewarding. And it does compare so well to like how I train for the Olympics. Like they are very similar. I'd say even this might even be harder.
That's so crazy. Yeah. That's so crazy.
Yeah. Ballroom and like that kind of dance is just like absurd. Like it's so, what you were saying, so precise in how things are done. It's crazy. Okay, we talked about Rylee. We love her. She is
she's the best.
A big fan with the lemon drops. How has been being partnered with her? Is she as nice as she comes across, or is she a drill sergeant?
Give us the juice.
Yes.
I mean, Rylee is an amazing person. Like both of us, like on a personal level, we get along so well. We are great friends. But she is a good coach, and she knows that sometimes it's drill sergeant Rylee time. It's time. Like yesterday, I was not learning my steps, and I could. And for me, I'm just like, oh man, I feel bad because like I'm wasting Rylee's time. And in her head, she's like, we are so cooked, you know. and I'm like, Rylee, please, like, let me just relax, calm down. We can learn these steps. But like, she really does like step into that. You know, I'm a coach, and sometimes you need to take someone's leg and place it here and go, dude, don't forget this again, or I'm gonna get mad. But like, and that is like a really great quality to have, in my opinion, because as bubbly and amazing as Rylee is, like when you are coaching someone, especially someone who wasn't learning like I was yesterday, you need to do that. And so like she really does have both sides of the coin, and I think she's just a fantastic dance partner and coach.
I'm sure you've had your fair share of coaches and gymnastics like that over the years.
Oh,
so
yeah.
You're used to it.
Yeah, exactly.
You can take it.
Yeah. How was the spray tan process? I just would like love to know about that.
Yeah, so like it was literally just like let me
Whose
think.
idea was it?
It was Rylee's idea.
Okay.
Rylee was like, we're getting a spray tan and it's going to be awesome. And it was for that Hercules week because, you know, we just need to tan up. I can't be looking this pale if I'm being Hercules. And
that's good.
And no, the tanning people, they were so nice and so excited that they got to give me my first spray tan ever. They were like, this is an honor. And I was like, no, seriously, guys, like, it's not that big of a deal. They brought like a camera crew in there to like record me getting it. It was so funny. And Rylee was like beyond excited. She's like, I can't believe I get to force you to get your first spray tan. But I mean, it was actually very enjoyable. It smelled quite nice.
It does.
And I think it made me look pretty good too.
Do you foresee that being a part of your future for things?
So long as Rylee tells me to, I will.
So good.
I can just hear her giggling as you're getting it.
Oh yeah. That
my
contagious
gosh, yeah.
laugh of hers.
Has there been a favorite dance that you've done so far?
I mean, it feels like every week I get to say it's my new favorite. I'm going to list the top 3.
Okay, yeah.
And they are hard for me to choose. The first one is the Argentine tango. It was such like a different performance. Like when I did it, it was just like a different character to portray. And we got to start with like the pommel horse, and we got to do some like really cool lifts. And I thought it was just like a fantastic dance in itself. The second one is my contemporary for Halloween. Yes. Loved that dance. I mean, it was not only just like a great performance, but it was like a hard dance, like on my body. Like every time I did those dive rolls and stuff, I'm bruising like my entire spine. Yeah. So it's just like this mental fight with myself to go and do that. But I mean, I just feel like I really nailed that one. And like afterwards, I was so excited. Like I literally was like, yeah, like it was a gymnastics competition. Everyone's like, politely cheering in the back, and I'm like screaming. And then of course, my Viennese waltz that I just did last week, and I just that was such a different dance. And when I heard that I had to do that, and I watched Charlie and Mark's Viennese waltz, I was like, I don't know if I can do that. That is insane. And, I didn't expect to be able to do what they did. They are amazing. They are beyond amazing. But I was just so impressed with what I was able to do with, my body and, with Rylee's choreography and the story that we told. And I thought it was just like a beautiful dance.
Oh my, no, it was beautiful. And it's been really cool to watch you grow because you have like improved so much, and it's been cool to see like the notes that the judges give and then watch you like implement it the next week. So it's I feel like that's one of the most fun things about the show is for people that haven't danced before, watching them, and like Danny too, like watching you guys learn these little things and really implementing them. It's so cool. How has I was just thinking about this. How has the lighting been with everything for you? And even, I mean, I guess there is like doing, having a partner and having to like be with someone with your depth perception. How is learning that been?
Yeah, so like the lights themselves haven't been an issue whatsoever. Luckily, that hasn't bothered me at all. And it's very rare that like I have to really spot something throughout a dance. Like every now and then, like Rylee's gonna be like, "Dude, you need this camera moment. You have to make sure you see that red light right there." But like other than that, I don't have to use like my vision too much. But the depth perception thing has gotten me like a little bit iffy sometimes. Like in the contemporary, there's this one segment where I grab her arm, and like there was probably like 10 times throughout that week where like I go to grab it and just miss, and I'm like, this could be an issue. But for the most part, there are things that I've managed my whole life, and I can manage it in a dance routine too.
Yeah.
What's the biggest thing you've learned about yourself through this journey?
I think that like one of the things I'm learning is I have like an idea of things that I think I can't do. Like dance is one of them for the longest time, and I think that like what I'm learning is like, it's never too late to sort of push your own boundaries, kind of push what you're comfortable with. And, there's something that is far more rewarding about pushing those boundaries than doing things that you are comfortable with. And like, I guess I can kind of move. I can find a beat and I can tell a really beautiful story just with my own body. And it is just like amazing to see what this journey has, done to me.
Yeah.
You are definitely the definition of if you put your mind to it, you can do it.
Yeah. Well, we have just enjoyed watching you guys so much. And the show's almost over, and you're about to have some free time.
Yeah.
What are you going to do with that free time?
Yeah, because you literally went straight from Olympics into Dancing with the Stars. Like, are you going to have free time?
Are you going to like take a vacation or like?
I mean, I haven't decided anything that I want to do in my free time yet. I know like December, I want to do a Penn State visit. I want to go back to my alma mater, see my old coaches, see some of the guys that I used to train with, and just like kind of just like go there, be grounded, enjoy, just a quick trip. And then I also have a national team camp coming up, which in my opinion is going to be a little bit like a vacation because I haven't trained in so long. So sorry for the national team camp. I probably won't be able to do too much gymnastics, but it's going to be so great to see all of my best friends, my national team members and Olympians. And I just think like, that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to the most right now.
Dang.
That's awesome.
We can cut this out, but are you wanting to do the Olympics again?
Oh, yeah. And
okay.
We can keep that in, too.
Great. I didn't know if that was like, if we were like announcing that you're wanting to do it.
Yeah,
okay.
no, I'm going for 28, 100%.
Oh, my gosh. Wait, and that's here?
That's
yeah,
here.
it is. Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Insane.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh.
I love to
That's
hear
so
it.
Fun.
Well, thank you so much for being here. This has been an honor. You are just like I was saying, just your perseverance with everything is really cool to see. And it was just a pleasure meeting you.
And you're a good person.
Well, yeah,
you have
that's-
such a good heart and
you.
spirit, and it's so fun to get to watch people like you succeed in so many
Absolutely.
different realms. So we will be rooting for you, especially in 4 years.
Well, I really appreciate it, and this has been a blast. Thank you guys
So
for having
sweet.
me.
Thank you.